We have a window of opportunity right now. I really, really believe this. I really believe that right now is a really incredible time for Facebook ads. Most coaches are still addicted to the game of organic social media and virality, and they still believe that it can be just as good as it once was in 2021. This is your moment to go, hey, I can really capitalize and make a ton of money, really grow my audience, really stand out. If you want to be the authority, if you want to be the go-to in your niche, like now is the time to be seen and to be visible, because I guarantee you by mid-2026, you will have missed the boat.
Welcome to the Successful Podcast. We're on episode 127. Holy shit, that's a lot of episodes. I was just thinking, we're coming up to going on 3 years and soon.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's so funny how the goalposts always move. I'm like, it feels like nothing in comparison to like Chris Williamson's 1,000 episode.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
And Joe Rogan. But I mean, comparison is the thief of joy. So I think we should just be really thankful for our 127.
127, bitch. Thanks for being here. Today, guys, we're talking about behind the scenes on what's working for our clients, not just us. Sometimes it might feel like we're a little bit like far out, or maybe you listen to this and you're well ahead of us and you're like fucking boobs. Anyway, we're just going to tell you what's working for our clients right now. So what we're going to cover, you know, the dreaded, we've talked about 100 times, but conversion events. We're going to talk about DM ads. We're going to talk about dirty damn reps that get you money. We're going to give you some client examples. So Angela Sheridan and a guy named Finn, F-I-M, yes, like the fin on a shark. And basically what the listeners can apply this week.
And just as dangerous.
Yeah.
Anyway. I couldn't wait to say it, but you keep going.
My personal update, we mentioned a couple of weeks ago we have an agency. Just wanted to give you guys an update on that. What that is an ads agency. It's actually turned into a full bottle agency, so I'm doing email marketing and all the shit as well, which is great.
Standard Tim.
Standard Tim, just doing fucking
110% all in.
Yeah, so it's been cool. It's really interesting applying what we do in marketing in other businesses. And essentially what I have realized is that our niche is fucking hard.
Yeah, dude.
Other niches are way easier, like way more blue ocean. Example, cost per book call on a call funnel for us could be upwards of $1,500. For clients that I'm working with now, it can be $50 to $75 for cost per book call. So like 10 or 20 times cheaper. I'm talking same fucking marketing here, guys. So niche matters. So when we talk about the blue and red ocean, essentially blue ocean is, you know, there's no crazy sharks out there trying to kill you and eat you. Red ocean is like crazy sharks out there. We're in business coaching or marketing coaching, we're in a red ocean. So unfortunately, we're up against some of the best marketers in the world.
Lots of sharks.
Lots of sharks. Like I'm talking like fucking 20-meter great whites.
Yeah.
You know,
the biggest dogs.
The biggest dogs. But it's been super interesting just to see like the differences in niches. If you guys are interested in that and you're in a bigger business and you want to go to $1 million a month, then send us a message. That's the type of client we work with in our agency. Steph, what's your personal update?
Personal update is we've had a couple of mentors that have said this to us, but like I love the concept of when everyone zigs, you got to zag.
Yeah.
And we have some pretty, like we're pretty fortunate. We have some pretty smart friends. We're not fortunate. We put ourselves in the rooms. We've made awesome friends. We got some really clever.
We're the dumb friend.
We really are.
Good fun, dumb friend.
Super fun though. You'll have a fat time with us. Yeah. Don't take life too seriously. So many other things. But yes, we are the good time friends. But we're around some pretty smart cats. And recently I was sitting down with one of our smart cat friends and he was telling me about just new sales processes that are kind of working in the market right now. Now, to be really clear, the last probably 9 months, we haven't run sales calls at all. We pretty much just run conversion events and you sign up off the back of a webinar. And recently, obviously, to get to $1 million a month, we've had to bring a sales team back in-house. That makes sense because not everyone is going to sign up off the back of a webinar. And also just as a scalable model, it actually is not a scalable model to get us there for the cost of a webinar sale. I digress. The point that he made was when I went back to creating our sales process for our new sales guy to come into the company, I realized that I was running pretty much an MS-DOS version of a sales process. I was very much running the Cole Gordon, Jeremy Minor, sales bros scripts. And when you find that every man and his dog is running a sales script, and this could happen, it's the same script basically. When everyone's doing it, you should stop doing it and do something different. And that's the whole concept of when everyone zigs, you zag. And so we have implemented a pretty cool, very different sales process. And it actually doesn't feel like a sales process at all. It feels like a collaborative conversation and planning session because it actually is. And it's super valuable and it's super different. And our conversion rate's the highest it's ever been simply because it stands out from literally, if they're like, we have literally had people come on that are saying like, hey, I've got 6 other calls with different coaches. I'm trying to find the best one for me. And they every single time choose us. And I don't think it's just because of the sales process. Our offer is really solid. We have a lot of risk reversals and things like that to make people feel very safe because we know that there are a lot of literally sharks out there trying to sell you shit. So our offer's great. It's different. We have risk reversals. We have a lot of inclusions. We have a lot of testimonials and proof. But our sales process is also very memorable and very different. And I think this can be applied to anybody, anywhere, anytime in entrepreneurship. It's like if everyone in your niche starts doing the same thing, it might be time to try something different. That's my thoughts.
Love that. If you guys want to grow your online coaching business and experience this sales process, go to our website, makemoreprofit.com. How cool is that fucking URL, by the way?
Yeah.
And then just book a scale session with our team and we'll walk you through that exact process. And then at the end of it, Visa or MasterCard, then we'll see you on successful.
There is absolutely no pressure, but you should definitely have one of the calls.
There's no pressure, but you should definitely join.
You should sign up.
All right, guys, strategy 1 today, we're going to go through conversion events. Essentially what this strategy is, a 30 to 60 minute live session designed to solve one clear problem of your demographic. I really want to note this one clear problem. A lot of people try conversion events and they try to, solve someone's life problems, all of them, across the board, and then wonder why it doesn't work. The whole point of a conversion event is to drive trust and warm people up. So what we've found on our conversion events, personally, I know we're talking about our clients here, but people will come to multiple conversion events before they convert with us. Okay. Yes. So it's not just like run a conversion event, you're going to make fuckloads of money. That's not how it works. This is something that you need to employ for a long time. It works because it creates urgency and shows expertise in real time. So like Steph was talking about on the last episode where she was running through a social media process and she was showing what she actually does. People can see it live. It's not like a YouTube video or you guys watching back this podcast right now or a reel. It's like live. They're like, man, this chick's actually fucking good because she's doing it for me live and she can answer my questions and it's no bullshit. And I think like kind of what we're talking about here in the online world in general, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors and a lot of bullshit. And this is ideal for coaches, consultant services, agencies that have an audience but have low call volume. Steph, do you want to tell us about a client, Ange, who implemented a conversion event recently? What happened?
Yes. Ange is a really incredible, very smart entrepreneur who she runs a lot of different funnels. She is very good at Facebook ads. She's very good at DM setting. She's got a lot of really good stuff that goes on. And recently she noticed that there was, going into Christmas, it can be a bit of a tricky time of year to sell literally anything pretty much. It can be pretty hard to sell anything because a lot of consumers do start to switch off, especially to service-based businesses, right? And so she was like, oh, my call bookings have dropped a bit and I'm not getting as many through and I'd really like to close this year strong and I'd really like a big win in the bank. And I said, well, why don't you just run a conversion event? So lastminute.com, she kind of pulls one together. She runs it 10 days later. Her process is really cool. And the process that we teach our clients to use for conversion events is pretty smart. Like the intention of running the conversion event is obviously it's actually mostly to build a ton of know, like, and trust really quickly. But we teach a really cool strategy where we get them to book calls before they even attend the conversion event or the webinar. In this case, let's just call it a masterclass. So she set up this masterclass. She had 10 days to advertise it. Before she even ran the masterclass, she had 15 calls booked for her offer. So sick. So she went from being like, hey, I'm not getting enough calls booked to having 15 calls booked before she'd made 4 sales before she even ran the masterclass, right? And then she ran the masterclass. Her show up rate and all her numbers were pretty on par for the average for the industry. And that's something that we'll work on getting better than average for the next time she runs it. On the back of it, she got another 15 calls booked over the course of the next week. So in that 1 month, she went from having usually she has 15 to 20 calls booked in a month. It had gone down to 10. All of a sudden, she had 40 calls booked. Now, of course, not everyone shows up, blah, 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 yada, yada. But she added $20,000 in additional revenue that month, cash collected from these calls. And obviously, the value of the lifetime of the client is upwards of $60,000. And so she had just made a bunch of money in a 2-week window, tons of sales calls booked from one event. I think most entrepreneurs, when they think about running conversion events, they're always just thinking about the conversion event itself and how much money they make on the day of the conversion event. That's just not how people purchase. You can have a huge runway and make a ton of money before the event even runs. You make money weeks after the event runs. There's so many strategies. But in Angie's case, boom, $50,000 cash month, boom, all the calls booked in one of the, historically hardest times to make money in online business in December. So stoked for her.
I just want to frame this up for you guys. So about, I would say 15 months ago, a friend of ours, Laura Higgins, I was sitting with her in the Gold Coast, and she said to me, she's like, Tim, I've seen you and I've seen Steph present. You guys are fucking good at presenting. And we were like, oh yeah, I guess we are. And she was like, you guys should run like way more conversion events. And I was like, oh, that's probably a pretty good idea. And then we had this idea, we're going to do a full year of conversion events. Okay, and that's what we did in 2025 from January to now. So 12 done and locked in by the time you guys will be hearing this, 12 will be done for the year. And let me tell you, the first one was awful. Like we made a shitload of money somehow.
It actually did really well.
It did really well, but then progressively they got worse. And then probably about after a 6 month, like mid-year, new financial year, they started getting pretty good and we started like getting it. And I think a lot of people, like a lot of our clients, they'll be like, yeah, around line and, you know, got something. And then that was kind of it. And then they moved on to the next thing. It's like, if you just run 1 or 2 or 3 or even like 6, you're really not going to get the skills of the conversion of it. It's something you have to like, you really got to kind of suck at. And it's one of those things, it's a skill that you got to build. And I would say presenting publicly or online or running conversion over workshop, challenge, webinar, whatever you want to call it, is probably one of the best, or if not the best skills that you can have in terms of like as a marketer, like even in presenting, filling it, like getting people there, getting people to show up. Once you got that on lock, you have the ability to print money, which is crazy.
The thing that people don't realize is there's just so much more to it than what you think it is. Like you just think that it's like, all right, I'm going to market this thing and I'm going to get people there and I'm going to sell them on the thing. That's just like so one-dimensional. Like what this actually like, the people who are nailing this, like we have clients that are literally making $80,000 a month on one conversion event. Like they run one a month. And the reason that works is because they've run one every month for the last, 18 months. And every time for the last 6 they've run one, what we do is we get them to post in our community and we get the stats. So we get all the stats from the entire thing. So we get their landing page, how many views, how many people converted from the landing page to the actual webinar, how many people actually showed up to the webinar, how many people opened the emails that went out after the webinar. And then we just try and tweak and optimize all of those things a little bit more. Like the difference can be so huge. It can be so little, but so big. Like if you can change your show up rate on a workshop or an online masterclass from like 10% to 20%, that could be an extra 60,000. Yeah, you double. That could be an extra $60,000 in sales. Like you could double the amount of sales that you make. Well, you would double the amount. Like the masterclass function is just so awesome because it's literally just math. And I don't usually like math, but I love this math. That it's literally works on averages. And if you just get the average numbers on, like you will make money every single time. And I think people just run it once and then assume it doesn't work for them. And you're just missing out on so much opportunity.
Just a couple of pro tips, guys, and best practices in here. So we're just trying to talk about topics. I think it's the most important one to get into by topics. So essentially with the topic of like, if you guys are going to run these in 2026, which I hope you guys do, like please, like, yeah, you might suck at the first one. And I mean that with love and respect. And I wish it doesn't suck, but like the reality is like, that's just the first time you run anything or do it the first couple of times. It's going to be tough, but you know, I digress back to the topics here. What you want to do is like, and I know everyone says it's the most general advice ever, but like, what is one problem that your audience has? Okay. And I want to go really specific. I heard this on like a call I listened to the other day, but like if your clients are struggling to get people to show up on sales calls, AKA sales call show rate, then you should run a webinar on how to increase your show rate on sales calls, like very specifically. So something our clients struggle with is like DM setting. So you get people that DM you, but you can't actually close them. We could do a webinar on DM setting.
We actually really should.
Like, we really should. Like how to get...
You heard it here. It's coming soon.
Yeah, it probably in January, February next year. Like just think about that specifically. So if you guys have a sheet of paper right now, like in the left column, just write down all the specific, very specific problems that your ideal client has. You can rate them from super painful to not so painful. And then the most painful one, just do like a workshop name of like how to fix that thing. Okay. And then that'll be your workshop and you'll fucking print.
And I think the thing that is really cool about what you just said was like, when you are writing down those problems, be specific. So like if they lack confidence in what specifically? Yeah. Like, so if a woman's lacking confidence, is she lacking confidence in her image? Is she lacking confidence in the bedroom? Is she lacking confidence in her business, in her ability to learn? Like the more specific that you bring that thing down to, the easier it's going to be to call in the right people. And honestly, the better, the more sales you'll make on the back end. Let's dive into strategy number 2 of what is working best for our best clients right now. And this is DM ads. So Tim.
So DM ads, essentially what it is Facebook has an amazing function in the ads manager where basically you can say, hey, do you have a problem? Or hey, do you want X thing? And then they have to press the button that says send message, and then it starts a DM chat with you, which is amazing. So typically why this has been an issue in the past is, when you get someone's details with a lead magnet, A, they don't answer their phone, B, they give you the wrong number, C, email bounces. You
get into their DMs, but you're in the other folder. Yeah.
So this gets you right in the hot seat of their DM. So they're actually reading it, which is incredible. So it kind of brings down the borders of you actually having conversation with them. And then from there is like, if you want to think about your demographic. So like, are they the type of people that like phone calls, or are they the type of person that hangs out at Instagram all day and they're DMing? For us, our clients are usually on Instagram all day DMing. So this kind of works really well for us.
You shouldn't be, by the way.
But you are. And like, if you think about any of like B2C businesses, so if you're like fitness, nutrition, like whatever it is, if you deal with regular people, I sure as shit bet they're on Instagram all day. So DM ads will work for you. So that's kind of like a little bit of the context behind it. Like what you want to think about here is, like I said before, there are two ways to do it. You can market like an ad to their problem as like, hey, if you're struggling with X, send me a DM and I'll talk you through how to fix it. The other way is like, hey, if you're struggling with X, I'm going to give you X download, which will be a freebie resource tool template. Just send me a DM and I'll send it to you. And then you start a text chat with them.
Guys, I just don't think you understand how hugely amazing this is. Like, let me just really spell it out for you. So you're going to put something out on an ad that's going to be so specific to that person's problems. Like, hey, you want to lose 5 kilos without injecting Ozempic? Amazing. Let's have a conversation about it. I'll show you how, right? That person's going to go, okay, and they're going to start a conversation with you. So you have identified that this is an almost ideal client. They have the problem. They're looking for a way to solve it. They're willing to have a conversation about solving it with you. And now you're in the hot seat in their DMs. You bypassed all of the spam filters because they've started the conversation with you. This is magic. And let's talk about how it's working for Sheridan.
Yeah, I just want to plug here, guys. If this sounds interesting to you, this is what I literally teach inside Success School. We have a program called Paid Ads Advantage 2.0. I'm going to walk you through how to set this up. I'm going to mentor you for 12 months. I'm going to make sure your DMs are fucking pumping and you guys are printing clients from there.
Just like Sheridan's are.
Just like Sheridan. So we're going to get into Sheridan. Sheridan does nutrition stuff, is just what I'm going to say here.
She's a gut health nutritionist.
Gut health nutritionist. She launched DM ads for the first time. Hit an 18 times ROAS. Okay, what that means is she spent $1 and made 18. So she spent $400, made $6,600. So asking you right now, listening to this podcast or watching me waffle on YouTube, if you would spend $400 and make $6,600 back, how many $400 would you spend? Fucking tons, because this brings. I can't even tell you how well this works, guys.
Yeah, it's insane.
Steph, why do you think more people don't get into DM ads? Like, what's the kind of block?
I just think there's a block on ads.
Yeah.
And I wish you would get over it. You listening to this podcast. Because
not me.
It's not you. You love it. I just wish that people would get over it because like, I just think that we have a window of opportunity right now. I really, really believe this. I really believe that right now is a really incredible time for Facebook ads. I think that most people still believe it's still too hard to learn. Most coaches are still addicted to the game of organic social media and virality, and they still believe that it can be just as good as it once was in 2021. And they haven't yet accepted their fate of the downfall of organic marketing. We spoke about it in last week's episode, being in a red ocean versus a blue ocean. And when you're in a blue ocean, it is the best time to market. So if most of the competitors in your market are not running ads right now, it's an awesome time for you to start running ads before they all figure out that organic marketing sucks. It's going backwards. No one's getting reach on social media anymore. And ads are the only way moving forward that you are going to be able to make money. Once everyone realizes that, guess what? It's going to be a shit fight on Facebook ads, and everyone's going to be, and the cost is going to go through the roof, and you won't be able to get results like Sheridan has. And so I really just implore you to learn this skill right now, like early 2026, like dive in, like this is your moment to go, hey, I can really capitalize and make a shit ton of money, really grow my audience, really stand out and put my place. Like if you want to be the authority, if you want to be the go-to in your niche, like now is the time to be seen and to be visible, because I guarantee you by mid 2026, you will have missed the boat.
So I just want to talk about first mover advantage on this. And I was at lunch with a friend. I'm not going to say who this is for privacy reasons because I'm about to really reveal some big money here. So he opened up his phone and he goes, hey, bro, check this out. And showed me his crypto balance, $6.85 million on his crypto balance.
Yeah, boy.
And I was like, bro, how do you get $6.8 million in crypto? And he's like, I've got Ethereum at 25 cents, which is now worth, I don't know, like 4,000 per coin. He bought it at 25 cents because he was a first mover on it. Facebook ads right now, guys, it's like a first mover's advantage still. Once everyone realizes that organic is tanking, every other motherfucker is going to be on there and your advantage is gone. If I invested, I wasn't such a skeptical motherfucker in Bitcoin when it was fucking $5,000 or $4,000 or $3,000, I wouldn't even be on this podcast right now.
Just thinking that.
On a beach in Thailand, which I'm going to go do next month anyway. But, you know, like I would not even be doing this podcast right now. So I'd be ahead. Get on the train, guys. Stop being fucking scared.
Whatever the story is you're telling yourself about Facebook ads, you need to change it. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's too hard. I don't have time. I don't have the money. I can't. Whatever that excuse is, when you're listening to this podcast right now and you're having that excuse, it's BS and it's time to put that story to bed because it's literally costing you so much. All right, let's go into strategy number 3 of what is working best for our clients right now. Let's talk about the dirty reps. So the dirty reps, these are the actions that you just have to do repeatedly in order to get a result.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just the minimums. It's like, you can't go to the gym and do one sit-up and then expect abs. It just doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. And neither does it in business. You can't send one DM or set up one ad and then say it doesn't work. Like, you have to do the reps. You have to do a lot of it. You know, you can't have one DM conversation and then say DMs don't work. Like, you have to have many DM conversations. You have to put yourself in the ring so many times. And the more you do the reps, the more you do the dirty reps, the faster you get better at it, the faster your learning curve is. The faster your learning curve is and the better you get at it in record time. And so doing the dirty reps is effectively the unglamorous work that gets the volume up fast so you can rapidly increase the learning curve time and actually learn the skill as soon as possible. I think there's a saying that says like you only really need like 40 solid hours to fully understand something. That's a whole week. But if you were to break that down, you know, you could learn anything pretty much in a month if you really applied yourself to it. And I think that we just don't apply ourselves enough. We kind of learn something, a portion of it, but we don't go deep enough. And we don't, you know, we try something because we're too scared we don't want to put too much effort in case it doesn't work. But imagine going into that frame of reference or anything else in life. Imagine going into a date with somebody and not being fully yourself because you're just scared that they're not going to like you. Like, how is that ever going to work out in your favor? How can, if you go into something thinking it's not going to work, you're going to hold yourself back from fully applying yourself. And of course, it's not going to work. It's just obvious, right? So the dirty reps are basically throwing yourself in, doing it a lot of times, getting sucker punched in the face, showing back up, trying it again until you figure it out. So, Tim, what are the dirty reps? What do they actually have to do?
So as soon as you join Success School, we have something called the fast cash system, and that's what we get into with the dirty reps. Essentially, it's making daily content, posting at least 4 stories. There's a particular framework on that. Boosting your content, starting 20 chats a day with a specific framework and a script that we give you. And it's actually repeating that for your first 30 days at least. The whole goal of that is for you to make your investment back in success in your first 30 days, which a lot of people do. We've had some crazy ones. People that jump 10K a month in revenue, 10K a month. That sounds super Aussie. And other people just booking a ton of sales calls. We wanted
about Dangerous Finn.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about Dangerous Finn. You know, he's just this crazy guy. He's a bit of a shark in business. And he committed to the dirty reps. And he actually booked 5 sales calls in his first 7 days in Success School. Closed 3 on a $3,000 offer. Nearly made back his entire investment back in his first week just by going all in. And I think he's on, he was in his first month. And I think he's on like every single call. Like he's on all the calls. He's all in. He's like, I think he's running a webinar in his first 2 weeks in Success School. Mm-hmm. This dude has like literally no business experience and he's just going all in on this, like getting it done. And I just thought like it deserves a mention in our podcast how hard this dude has gone in his first 30 days. And he's actually told us about it, which has been incredible. Steph, talk to us about like why sometimes you really just need manual output over like just this crazy high level strategy. Like talking about.
Yeah, it was funny. We actually had a client come to us this week and we hadn't seen her for a little while. She'd, I guess, gotten busy being busy, which happens in entrepreneurship. And she came to us and she was like, hey, I want to talk through my next 12 months plan. And I want to have just a full year, 12-month strategy in place. And Tim asked, why do you want a 12-month plan? And she was like, well, I what's the goal? And she was like, well, I want to make money, but honestly, I need money now. Like, you know, and Tim was like, well, fuck your 12-month plan. What are we doing tomorrow? Like, what are we doing this month? Like, what's the plan for this month? And she was really adamant that she wanted the full 12-month strategy because it's safer to sit in planning than it is to focus on doing. And when you actually have to do the work, you have to suck. You have to be okay with doing it wrong. You have to be okay with getting rejected. And these dirty reps, they're going to put you in the firing squad of being rejected. You're going to make mistakes. People are going to ghost you. You're going to get ignored. You're going to mess up. You're going to put in the work, and sometimes it's not going to work. And that's okay. Like, that's how you learn to get better. But because people take these moments of feedback of this isn't working, or I didn't do that in a way that was helpful to get that person to reply to me, they take it as a personal attack. They take it as a personal failure. They take it as a judgment on who they are at their core. It stops them from actually wanting to do the manual work. And so they stay in their strategic, big picture, I'm planning out the next 12 months, rather than just doing the freaking activities that are going to get you the skills and the reps that are going to make you better at it. So you don't even need a 12-month plan because you'll probably hit it in the next 2. And that's what someone like Finn is going to do. Like, he will hit his financial goals, I reckon, by 90 days in the program, and we'll be having to make a bigger strategy for him. And there's nothing that ever will beat. Like, I also had a conversation with another client this week. She's been planning her launch for like 6 months before coming to me. Like, she was using another program. They were doing this huge big launch plan, and she came to us and she was like, I'm just about to launch. And when she launched, the messaging was off. You know, this launch that she'd been planning for 6 months, the messaging was off. And she launched it and she was crushed. So disappointed. All this work, all this effort, all of this time, money, and resource that she put into this thing, and it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work, it's fixable, and we're going to fix it. It's not a big deal. But the reason it didn't work is because she spent so much time planning it instead of just launching it to her audience. And her audience would have told her, if she launched a Scrappy, like, launch a lead magnet for it, and you will know pretty much straight away. If it doesn't get snapped up, it's probably not it. And so, like, the scrappier and the faster that you can take something to market, the faster you're going to get feedback, and you'll know whether or not you should keep putting more energy into that thing or change the direction. And I think that so oftentimes people just avoid doing the putting it to market part because they're scared of getting rejected.
Sure. All right, guys. It was a banger of an episode. If you love this one, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Otherwise, leave a comment or a reply. We would love to get a review from you, actually. We haven't had one in a while. I think we're up to like nearly 100 on.
Guys, could you please review the podcast? That'd be so amazing. Where do they do that? Go to Spotify?
Yeah, Spotify or somewhere like that.
Apple. Give us 5 stars. Don't any less. Don't bother reviewing,
so
right?
Someone gave us 4 and it like put it down to a 4.9. I'm like, what do I have to do? Do I like pop a tit or something? What do you guys?
Let's get naked.
All right, guys. If you have any questions, send us a DM. Otherwise, sign up to successfulmakemoreprofit.com. We'd love to see you then.
We'll see you there. Bye.